Thank you for joining with me. We are in Chapter 2, The Separation and the Atonement of Journey Through the Text of A Course in Miracles by Ken Wapnick, Ph.D., published by the Foundation for A Course in Miracles. And we are on page 44. This is Ken's commentary. We are in Chapter 2 again, and this is the introduction. The Son does not like the Holy Spirit's response or seeming lack of it, chooses the ego and begins the dream. The ego then seeks to defend against the very real threat from its point of view that the Son of God may change his mind. It sets into motion a string of defenses, beginning with its spinning a myth that can be summarized in 3 words: sin, guilt, and fear. The separation occurred and was quite serious, sinful, deserving of guilt, and leading to the fear of standing on the brink of annihilation because God angrily seeks to punish us for our sin. If we do not do something very quickly, he will destroy us. This is the crux of the ego's myth. The ego then says to the Son, we can escape God's wrath by leaving the mind and making a world in which we can hide. On our chart, everything in the split mind box, which is the ego or the wrong mind, is projected, making its new home in the world. This results in experiencing ourselves no longer as minds but as bodies. Yet the body is nothing more than the thought of being separate from God. It has taken form in a world governed by the same principles and thoughts that govern the wrong mind: sin, guilt, and fear. This means we are confronted in the world and body by the same serious problem we had in our minds. In fact, that is the world, one huge problem. It is the culmination of the ego's strategy to have us exist in a perpetual state of mindlessness, wherein we have no memory that we are a mind and no memory of where the world or body came from. All we know is that we are bodies, and what roots our attention there are the problems we experience in this world, in the world. A good part of this chapter is devoted to helping us understand how the miracle undoes the confusion of levels, the mind and body. The body's problem is scarcity or lack. Remember, the separation began with the belief that the Son lacked something, which we experience on both the physical level, oxygen, food, water, and the psychological level, the need to have our specialness met through relationships, a subject we will explore in later movements of our symphony. The ego tells us there are problems that are in need of solutions. Since the problems seem to exist on the bodily level, the solution to these must be at the bodily level as well. The Course's name for the solutions to these pseudo-problems is magic. We will see presently how magic proves to us that the body is real and problem-ridden, and that the body's world, physical and psychological, contains not only the problem but its solution as well. These solutions, of course, never truly work, for our pain and discomfort continue. Anxiety, self-hatred, and guilt never disappear, and our special relationships with the body, ours and those of others, in the end never satisfy us. Indeed, nothing we do can alleviate the real source of the anxiety, which is our guilt, or better, our decision to be guilty, because this decision rests in the mind, of which we have no awareness. Finally, it becomes clear to us that since nothing here works, there must be something else, another way. There are 2 specific references in this chapter to this experience of throwing our hands up in despair, recognizing that everything here fails in the end, and concluding that there must be something else that will work, even though we do not know what that something else is. Yet we are now ready for it, as if a locked door in our minds has begun to open. An important workbook lesson states that forgiveness is the key to happiness. Forgiveness is the key that opens the locked door behind which is the mind, the home of the problem and its answer. The miracle is the Course's term for the process of returning to the mind, recognizing that the problem is not in the world of bodies. In this way, our level confusion is undone. This, then, is the crux of the second chapter. As I mentioned at the beginning, it is remarkable insofar as it addresses these central themes and discusses as well the mistakes students are prone to make. The chapter was, again, originally meant for Helen and Bill, but almost every student of A Course in Miracles has fallen into the trap of not quite knowing what to do with the body and not quite knowing what to do with its healing. The mistakes made on either side of the spectrum, denying the body or exalting it. We now return to the chart to examine various passages that elaborate on the themes we just considered. We will begin at the top with oneness. And I will pick that up tomorrow, and I will continue to read in the background of the picture of the chart just to help you as you listen, or look at the chart along with listening. Obviously, you can't read it. And if you'd prefer I do it a different way, please let me know. I did have a request to have the chart up when I read, so here it is. I thank you so much for joining with me today, and tomorrow we will pick up on oneness. Have a most beautiful day. I love you, and I appreciate you being here. Thank you. Bye.